The magical time frames to observe here would be the 3-hour and 4-hour time frames, as they are presenting a very nice support that momentum can latch onto before an upside continuation. Let's take a quick look in the charts to check on that probability for those supports to hold. Welcome back to the channel on this happy Sunday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol CLNV. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol CLNV. We're looking at the massive 3-day chart here, and as you can see, we have that 3-day chart breaking, just breaking these new highs, and definitely looks like it's actually continuing onto the upside, and even getting ready to actually validate this inverse head and shoulders, right? So it's looking very, very good. Man, I am noticing this like consistent. Wow, this consistent sound out there was just like, man. I was like, what is going on? I can't talk. I wanted to keep my voice going in here so that I didn't hear that sound. My goodness. Anyway, so yes. So we have this inverse head and shoulders here on a macro time frame, right? So this time frame can definitely play out something very nicely like this. We went over this the last time, right? So this is your neckline right here. And the way that you get the price objective from this formation is that you take a trend line from the very bottom side of the head, right, which would be the lowest target, to the very, very tippy top of that neckline. And then you apply it to the center of the right-hand shoulder. When you do that, when you do that, you actually get presented with a magical target right up here, right? So everything's magical today, man. Yeah, that would be the resistance of this right-angled broadening wedge. And it's very curious because those targets are absolutely something that we've been observing here for quite some time. And I mean, I'm not sure yet, but I mean, it does have a pretty nice probability at getting an upside, right? I mean, and not only that, is that we noticed several time frames validating these what are the bullish engulfing candle formations, right? I'm talking about massive time frames here. This is the bi-daily time frame with a bullish engulfing here, a confirmation candle, and this candle would be playing out the upside, continuing even still. So 13 hours and 57 minutes to close this candle here, which means closing at tomorrow's close, meaning Monday market close. Right, so that would be the end of that bi-daily, and we will see the effects of the price action on the following day, Tuesday. And dropping back here to the daily time frame, also bullish engulfing down here, validation candle, and two candles that don't really support the upside continuation, but they will support some type of a little bull flag in another time frame possibly. And 12-hour time frame, very similar to the daily, so no big deal there, right, team? So yeah, a little bit of consolidation here within the 8-hour time frame, but like I said, it looks kind of like a little bit of a bull flag here, but we would have to see exactly how price action will continue to the upside. That's a little guy over there. It's all good, you team. Don't, I'm going to say pay no mind, right? So the next target to observe here based on a breakout from this triangle here would actually be right up to this target. Let me see. Yeah, that would be right up there at 577. And price action has, in fact, on Friday, it came up to as high of 566. Man, fair enough, right? Pretty close. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here and take a look at something that would be of a critical concern, right? So this is going to be the, is this the 12-hour? Yeah, this is a 12-hour back test of volatility versus momentum. And this is, I mean, this thing, even though we had two red candles here, it is absolutely with a signal fired here that would take price action to some pretty interesting highs. The lowest one being 596, which is very similar to the 577 suggested by the breakout of the falling wedge, right? So formation analysis with psychological price objectives is absolutely on par with statistical upside probabilities, right? So I think that there's some promise there, and it looks pretty good. Now, also, please bear in mind that stochastic momentum here is sitting in the bullish control zone with an upside pivot, and we have an absolute continuation of expansion here with volatility. So that's those are, and the next thing is that, yeah, for sure, we're just at about 30% ADX, right? So this is the average directional index. So when you're at 30% ADX with bulls leading on top of the, being the DMI plus leading on top of the DMI minus, that paired with these signals here it's a pretty credible signal, right? So I would just like to point that out there, that the upside becomes of higher probability. And that being said, it's already at a 91% probability that we do get an upside. Not to say that we haven't already, I'm just saying a continuation of it. But of course, it's not 100%. So we still have that 9% deviation, and that could, certainly send price action to the downside. So we cannot rely on anything like that, right? So, and then still observing here the monthly time frame, bullish engulfing currently happening, right? So that could be a very, very good thing for the asset, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and go over the RSI signals here, team. So these are the two time frames that I spoke of in the introduction of this video, and that would be the 3-hour time frame and the 4-hour, right? So let's just get into that. 30-minute time frame is suggesting a downside continuation that is bleeding into the hourly time frame, but as you can see, the hourly is slowing that pivot down, so it's not as aggressive of a downside here. So the RSI signal is essentially representing what price action is doing on average, right? So now the bi-hourly time frame is at a very curious point. I'm talking about the signal line. That signal line is located right at the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. So that means that we have some type of support right in here that could send price action to an upside. Now, to validate this support here is the 3-hour time frame. And as you can see here, in the gravitational zone of the 3-hour, the SMA 14 is located right there as well. Okay, so that could be an area to where price action finds a further downside here, slightly further, and then we would bounce to the upside, right? And then from here, this slightly further downside would pressure, because momentum cascades with time, right? So in this case, this further downside would cascade into the 4-hour time frame and have the 4-hour time frame land right in here in the gravitational zone too. So it'll face a bounce as well. Okay, so that's currently what I'm noticing here, and I do believe that there could be a support grab of that nature, right? So I think everything is looking pretty good. I think we are set for maybe a potential consolidation to slight downside before a continuation to the upside, and that downside could be very limited, right? So if we're looking at price action here on a 12-hour time frame, which it's high enough. Let's load maybe some moving averages here. And you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this right here because that's very old. And I'm going to just go ahead and add my script of averages, right? Okay, so as far as, I'm not seeing it there. Let's go ahead and just move on to a lower time frame here and see if there's any relevance, like with price action here, right? So, am I really... Okay, well, the bi-hourly time frame and the hourly are... Okay, so this one feels like it may be it. If the hourly time frame does support, see how this bar here closed under this linear regression channel? That usually means that there could be a continuation to the downside. Now, at times, we are waiting for these candles to close above the bottom one so that we can ride it to the upside. So the thing is that the hourly time frame EMA 21 is located right down here alongside the linear regression channel support. So this makes me believe that price action can, has the probabilities of coming down here to about 510, just a little bit past the EMA 21 to respect the bottom side of this wick here and this wick before a bounce to the upside. So yeah, we would have to check that. And the resistance, of course, it would be at this SMA 10 green moving average. And that would be at around 533. So we shall see how price action reacts to that. But it's looking great. There could be a continuation to the upside here, just after some consolidation, some slight downside. But we would have to always protect ourselves because there could be further downside. Okay, so please, always consider that seriously unfortunate possibility. Okay, please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Yeah.